Who preceded Tony Blair as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? John Major. John Major served as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1990 to 1997, leading the Conservative Party. He was succeeded by Tony Blair, who led the Labour Party to a landslide victory in the 1997 general election. What policy allowed closeted gay individuals to serve in the US military? Don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell, DADT, was the official United States military policy on homosexuals, enacted in 1994. It allowed gay and lesbian individuals to serve in the military as long as they did not reveal their sexual orientation, and commanders were prohibited from asking about it. The policy was repealed in 2010. In what city did Princess Diana die? Paris. Princess Diana, Princess of Wales, tragically died in a car crash in Paris on August 31, 1997. Her death, along with her companion Dodi Fayed and driver Henry Paul, occurred in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel while being pursued by paparazzi, sparking global mourning and extensive investigations. What tunnel connected England and France? Channel Tunnel. The Channel Tunnel, often referred to as the Tunnel, is a 50.45 km railway tunnel beneath the English Channel at the Strait of Dover, connecting Folkestone, Kent, England, with Coquelles, Pas de Calais, France. Completed in 1994, it stands as a major engineering marvel facilitating transport and trade between the UK and continental Europe. What ADHD drug became heavily prescribed? Ritalin. Ritalin is a brand name for methylphenidate, a central nervous system stimulant medication. Primarily used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and narcolepsy, it helps to improve focus and reduce impulsivity. Its prescription saw a significant increase in the late 20th century for ADHD management. On what holiday was an important Northern Ireland peace treaty signed? Good Friday. The Good Friday Agreement, also known as the Belfast Agreement, was a landmark peace accord signed on Good Friday, April 10, 1998. It aimed to end decades of conflict in Northern Ireland, establishing a framework for a devolved government and addressing constitutional and political issues between Unionists and Nationalists. What early website hosted 38 million personal web pages? GeoCities. GeoCities was a pioneering web hosting service launched in 1994, which allowed users to create and publish personal web pages organized into themed cities. It was one of the most popular early platforms for user-generated content, reaching millions of users before its acquisition by Yahoo in 1999 and eventual shutdown in 2009. What dialect did the Auckland School Board propose recognizing for educational purposes? Ebonics. In 1996, the Auckland School Board sparked a national controversy by voting to recognize Ebonics, African American Vernacular English, as a distinct language. The board's intent was to improve the academic performance of African American students by acknowledging their primary linguistic background and using it as a foundation for teaching standard English. What major hurricane struck New Orleans in 2005, causing widespread devastation? Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina was a devastating Category 5 Atlantic hurricane that made landfall in August 2005, causing catastrophic damage along the U.S. Gulf Coast, most notably in New Orleans, Louisiana. The failure of the city's levee systems led to massive flooding, resulting in significant loss of life, displacement, and one of the costliest natural disasters in U.S. history. Whose birth certificate became a subject of widespread conspiracy theories during his political career? Barack Obama. During Barack Obama's political career, particularly his presidential campaigns and presidency, a persistent conspiracy theory emerged questioning the authenticity of his birth certificate. These claims, despite being widely debunked by evidence including the release of his long-form birth certificate, fueled the birther movement and became a notable feature of American political discourse. What country suffered the most deaths from the 2004 tsunami? Indonesia. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, triggered by an earthquake off the coast of Sumatra, caused catastrophic devastation across the region. Indonesia, particularly its Aceh province, bore the brunt of the disaster, accounting for the vast majority of the over 230,000 fatalities across several countries. What was the name of Al Gore's documentary? An Inconvenient Truth. An Inconvenient Truth is a 2006 documentary film presented by former U.S. Vice President Al Gore, focusing on the issue of global warming and climate change. The film played a crucial role in raising public awareness about environmental issues and won an Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. What country did Russia invade in 2008? Georgia. In August 2008, Russia launched a military intervention into Georgia, following escalating tensions over the breakaway regions of South Ossetia and Abkhazia. The brief conflict resulted in Russia recognizing the independence of these two territories, further straining relations with Western nations. What British graffiti artist gained worldwide fame? Banksy. Banksy is an anonymous England-based street artist, political activist, and film director, whose satirical and often politically charged street art combines dark humor with graffiti executed in a distinctive stenciling technique. His works often appear unexpectedly in public spaces, challenging conventional art forms and social norms. What city had the world's tallest building from 2004 until 2010? Taipei. From its completion in 2004 until 2010, Taipei 101 in Taipei, Taiwan, held the title of the world's tallest building. Standing at 508 meters, the skyscraper was renowned for its innovative design, incorporating traditional Asian aesthetics and advanced engineering to withstand typhoons and earthquakes. What was the nickname of the Guantanamo Bay prison? Gitmo. Guantanamo Bay Detention Camp, commonly referred to as Gitmo, is a United States military prison located within Guantanamo Bay Naval Base in Cuba. Established in 2002, it gained international notoriety for its detention of individuals suspected of terrorism and controversies surrounding the treatment of detainees and legal procedures. Which American city was targeted by a serial sniper in 2002? Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. The Beltway sniper attacks, a series of coordinated shootings, occurred over 3 weeks in October 2002 in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. This significant crime event caused widespread fear and led to the arrest and conviction of John Allen Muhammad and Lee Boyd Malvo. Which internet service popularized the use of hashtags, #? Twitter. The hashtag symbol, hash, was proposed by Chris Messina on Twitter in 2007 to group related messages and facilitate search. Its adoption by Twitter led to its widespread use across various social media platforms, becoming a fundamental tool for categorization and trend identification. Which optical disc format emerged victorious over its rival, HD DVD? Blu-ray. Blu-ray and HD DVD were competing high-definition optical disc formats in the mid-2000s. Blu-ray ultimately prevailed in the format war, largely due to broader industry support from major film studios and electronics manufacturers, becoming the standard for high-definition video distribution. To what was a hanging chad related during a controversial election? A punch card ballot. A hanging chad referred to the small piece of paper that was meant to be punched out of a ballot card but remained partially attached. This became a central point of contention during the manual recount of ballots in the 2000 US presidential election, highlighting issues with punch card voting systems and electoral integrity. Which Houston-based energy company declared bankruptcy due to a massive accounting fraud scandal? Enron Corporation. Enron, once a leading energy trading company, collapsed spectacularly in 2001 due to widespread accounting fraud. This major corporate scandal involved manipulating financial statements to hide debts and inflate profits, leading to the company's bankruptcy, the dissolution of Arthur Andersen accounting firm, and new legislation like Sarbanes-Oxley Act to improve corporate governance. Which prominent lifestyle entrepreneur was convicted of charges related to insider trading? Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart, founder of Martha Stewart Living Omni Media, was convicted in 2004 for obstructing justice and making false statements to investigators regarding an insider trading probe. Although she was not convicted of insider trading itself, the case involved her selling shares of IM Clone Systems stock based on non-public information, leading to her imprisonment and highlighting issues of corporate ethics and legal accountability for public figures. What was the first social networking site to achieve 1 million members? Friendster. Friendster, launched in 2002, is recognized as one of the pioneering social networking platforms. It was notable for being the first of its kind to amass a significant user base of 1 million members, laying early groundwork for the social media landscape that followed. What is the collective noun for a group of whales? A pod. In zoology, a group of whales is commonly referred to as a pod. This term is used for various marine mammals, including dolphins and seals, highlighting their social structures and tendencies to live in cohesive groups. Which sovereign microstate is situated along the French Riviera? Monaco. Monaco is a sovereign city-state located on the French Riviera in Western Europe. It is the second smallest sovereign state in the world after Vatican City, known for its picturesque setting and high standard of living. What type of animal has adult males known as silverbacks? Gorillas. Gorillas are large, arboreal, and terrestrial apes native to the tropical or subtropical forests of Africa. Adult male gorillas are known as silverbacks, due to the saddle of silver hair on their backs, signifying their dominance within the troop. What is the chemical formula of sodium chloride? Sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, commonly known as table salt, is an ionic compound with the chemical formula sodium chloride. It is essential for life, playing a critical role in fluid balance, nerve function, and muscle contraction in living organisms. What philosopher is credited with the phrase, "I think therefore I am"? René Descartes. René Descartes, a French philosopher, mathematician, and scientist, is widely regarded as the father of modern Western philosophy. His famous Latin dictum, cogito, ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, is a foundational statement for Western philosophy, emphasizing the existence of the self as a thinking entity. What is the largest lake in the Alps? Lake Geneva. Lake Geneva, known as Lac Léman in French, is the largest lake in the Alps and one of the largest freshwater lakes in Western Europe. Situated on the border between Switzerland and France, it is a significant geographical feature and the source of the Rhône River. What real-life person is the inspiration for the character Napoleon in the book, Animal Farm? Joseph Stalin. George Orwell's allegorical novella Animal Farm critiques totalitarianism, particularly Stalinism. The character Napoleon, a fierce and manipulative boor, directly symbolizes Joseph Stalin, representing his rise to power, brutal leadership, and the betrayal of revolutionary ideals. Who painted The Night Watch in 1642? Rembrandt. The Night Watch is a renowned masterpiece by the Dutch Golden Age painter Rembrandt van Rijn, completed in 1642. This large oil painting is famous for its colossal size, dramatic use of light and shadow, chiaroscuro, and perceived motion, depicting a company of civic guardsmen. What weapons are known as poor man's grenades? Molotov cocktails. A Molotov cocktail is an improvised incendiary weapon, typically a bottle filled with a flammable liquid and a cloth wick. Named by Finnish soldiers during the Winter War, 1939-1940, as a derogatory reference to Soviet Foreign Minister Vyacheslav Molotov, it has since become a symbol of civil disobedience and asymmetric warfare. Which country has the world's only non-quadrilateral national flag? Nepal. Nepal is unique as the only country in the world whose national flag is not rectangular or quadrilateral. Its flag consists of two superimposed triangular pennants, representing the Himalayas and the two major religions of the country, Hinduism and Buddhism. A crash is the name for a group of what endangered African animal? Rhinoceros. Rhinoceroses, often grouped as a crash, are critically endangered due to poaching and habitat loss across Africa and Asia. They are renowned for their distinctive horns, which are unfortunately highly sought after in illegal wildlife trade. Conservation efforts are crucial for their survival. Which country contains the cities of Bacolod, Cebu, and Davao? Philippines. Bacolod, Cebu, and Davao are significant cities in the Philippines, an archipelagic nation in Southeast Asia. Cebu is a major economic hub and historical center, while Davao is the largest city on the island of Mindanao. These cities play vital roles in the country's economy and culture. In which sea would you find the Gulf of Bothnia? Baltic Sea. The Gulf of Bothnia is the northernmost arm of the Baltic Sea, situated between Finland to its east and Sweden to its west. It is known for its brackish water and is seasonally covered in ice. The Gulf is an important shipping route and supports unique ecosystems. What is the name of the Islamic month of fasting? Ramadan. Ramadan is the ninth month of the Islamic calendar, observed by Muslims worldwide as a month of fasting, prayer, reflection, and community. During Ramadan, Muslims abstain from food, drink, and other physical needs from dawn until sunset. It culminates in the festival of Eid al-Fitr. The Great Barrier Reef is located off the coast of which Australian state? Queensland. The Great Barrier Reef, the world's largest coral reef system, is located off the coast of Queensland, Australia. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is composed of over 3,000 individual reefs and 900 islands stretching for over 2,300 kilometers. It is a vital ecosystem, but faces significant threats from climate change and pollution. What is the largest landlocked country in the world? Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan holds the distinction of being the world's largest landlocked country by land area, located in Central Asia and Eastern Europe. Its vast territory spans steppes, deserts, and mountains. The country shares borders with Russia, China, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. What famous novel invented the terms thought crime and double plus good? 1984. George Orwell's dystopian novel, 1984, published in 1949, introduced these terms. Thought crime refers to politically unorthodox thoughts, while double plus good is an example of newspeak, the totalitarian regime's simplified and controlled language designed to limit independent thought. The novel is a profound critique of totalitarianism and a warning against government overreach. What Scottish poet wrote, Auld Lang Syne? Robert Burns. Robert Burns, 1759–1796, is Scotland's national poet, widely celebrated as the Bard of Ayrshire. He adapted and popularized Auld Lang Syne, a traditional Scottish folk song, which is now famously sung worldwide to bid farewell to the old year at the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve. Pilsner Lager takes its name from a city in which country? Czech Republic. Pilsner beer, a pale lager, originated in the city of Plzeň, Pilsen, in Bohemia, now part of the Czech Republic. The first modern Pilsner, Pilsner Urquell, was brewed there in 1842 by Joseph Groll, revolutionizing beer production globally and establishing a distinct beer style. What German loanword means, spirit of the age? Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist is a German compound word, literally meaning time spirit, Zeit, for time, Geist, for spirit. It refers to the dominant intellectual, moral, and cultural mood or trend of a particular period in history. The term is widely used in sociology, philosophy, and cultural studies to describe the prevailing mindset or worldview. Who was the Greek goddess of wisdom? Athena. Athena is a prominent figure in Greek mythology, revered as the goddess of wisdom, warfare, and handicrafts. She was one of the 12 Olympian deities and is often depicted with a helmet, spear, and aegis. What American politician won a Nobel Peace Prize for his climate change activism? Al Gore. Al Gore, former U.S. Vice President, received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2007, jointly with the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC. He was recognized for his efforts to build and disseminate greater knowledge about human-caused climate change. What Englishwoman wrote just one novel, Wuthering Heights? Emily Bronte. Emily Bronte, 1818 to 1848, was an English novelist and poet, best known for her only novel, Wuthering Heights, published in 1847 under the pseudonym Ellis Bell. It is considered a classic of English literature, renowned for its passionate and dark romantic themes. What real-life person was the subject of the movie, The Theory of Everything? Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking, 1942 to 2018, was a celebrated British theoretical physicist and cosmologist, known for his groundbreaking work on black holes and general relativity. Despite battling amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, he made significant contributions to our understanding of the universe. What U.S. state capital shares its name with 33 other cities and towns in the United States? Springfield. Springfield is a common place name in the United States, famously serving as the capital of Illinois. Its widespread use across various states often leads to confusion. The name typically originated from a spring or stream in a field. In what modern-day country did the Anglo-Zulu War take place? South Africa. The Anglo-Zulu War, a pivotal conflict in southern Africa, occurred in 1879 between the British Empire and the Zulu Kingdom. It took place in the territory that is now part of modern-day South Africa and is remembered for key battles like Isandlwana and Rorke's Drift. What celebration was outlawed by Puritans in the English Parliament in 1647? Christmas. During the English Civil War, the Puritan-dominated Parliament banned Christmas celebrations, deeming them unchristian due to their association with pagan festivities and excessive revelry. This ban, enacted in 1647, was highly unpopular and was revoked after the restoration of the monarchy in 1660. Inside what fortress was Anne Boleyn beheaded? Tower of London. Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII, was executed by beheading within the confines of the Tower of London in 1536. The tower served as both a royal palace and a notorious prison for those accused of treason or other serious crimes against the crown during various periods of English history. Who electrocuted an elephant in an effort to show that AC power was unsafe? Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, a proponent of direct current, DC, power, famously sponsored the public electrocution of an elephant named Topsy in 1903. This controversial act was part of his campaign to discredit alternating current, AC, power, championed by George Westinghouse and Nikola Tesla, during the War of Currents. Which element accounts for 75% of the weight of the Sun? Hydrogen. Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe and constitutes approximately 75% of the Sun's mass. Through nuclear fusion, hydrogen atoms combine to form helium in the Sun's core, releasing the immense energy that powers the star. Who is credited with the phrase, "I think, therefore I am"? René Descartes. The French philosopher René Descartes is credited with the foundational philosophical statement, cogito, ergo sum, which translates to, "I think, therefore I am." This proposition served as a primary undeniable truth for Descartes, forming the basis of his philosophical system as he sought certainty in knowledge. What are woofers and tweeters? Speakers. Woofers and tweeters are specialized types of loudspeakers, each designed to reproduce different ranges of audio frequencies. Woofers handle low-frequency sounds, bass, while tweeters are responsible for high-frequency sounds, treble, collectively working to provide a full-spectrum audio experience. What Paris prison was stormed by the mob in 1789? Bastille. The storming of the Bastille on July 14, 1789, was a pivotal event in the French Revolution, symbolizing the beginning of the end of monarchical rule in France. This act of defiance against the oppressive monarchy sparked a nationwide revolt. Mogadishu is the capital of which African country? Somalia. Mogadishu is the capital and most populous city of Somalia, located on the Benadir coast of the Indian Ocean. It serves as the country's economic, political, and cultural hub. According to Franklin D. Roosevelt, what is the only thing we have to fear? Fear itself. This famous quote, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself," was spoken by President Franklin D. Roosevelt during his inaugural address on March 4, 1933, amidst the Great Depression. It was intended to inspire confidence and courage in the American people during a time of severe economic crisis. In what city would you find an art museum known as the Prado? Madrid. The Museo Nacional del Prado, commonly known as the Prado Museum, is the main Spanish national art museum located in central Madrid. It houses one of the world's finest collections of European art, dating from the 12th century to the early 20th century. What type of creature is also known as a white ant? Termite. Termites are social insects belonging to the order Blattidae, which also includes cockroaches. They are often colloquially referred to as white ants, due to their pale appearance and social structure, though they are not true ants. What is the Japanese art of miniature plant cultivation? Bonsai. Bonsai is the Japanese art of growing ornamental, dwarf trees or shrubs in pots or trays, cultivating them to mimic the shape and scale of full-sized trees. This ancient art form involves precise pruning, wiring, and repotting techniques to achieve artistic and miniature representations of nature. Who composed the Moonlight Sonata? Ludwig van Beethoven. The Moonlight Sonata is the popular name for Ludwig van Beethoven's Piano Sonata No. 14 in C-sharp minor, Opus 27, No. 2, composed in 1801. It is one of his most celebrated compositions, renowned for its distinctive, ethereal first movement. What gladiator led a slave revolt against Rome starting in 73 BC? Spartacus. Spartacus was a Thracian gladiator who initiated a major slave uprising against the Roman Republic, known as the Third Servile War, from 73 to 71 BC. His rebellion posed a significant threat to Roman authority, highlighting the deep social tensions within the Republic. In George Orwell's Animal Farm, which real-life dictator served as the model for the character Napoleon the Pig? Joseph Stalin. In George Orwell's allegorical novella, Animal Farm, the pig Napoleon represents Joseph Stalin, the totalitarian dictator of the Soviet Union. The novel critiques the corruption of revolutionary ideals under authoritarian rule and the dangers of a one-party state. Who authored the novel, A Farewell to Arms, published in 1929? Ernest Hemingway. A Farewell to Arms is a semi-autobiographical novel by American writer Ernest Hemingway, first published in 1929. Set during World War I, it explores themes of love, war, loss, and the disillusionment of a generation, becoming a seminal work of 20th century literature. What is the term for fossilized tree resin? Amber. Amber is fossilized tree resin, valued for its natural beauty and as a gemstone. It is often found to contain well-preserved insect and plant inclusions, providing invaluable insights into ancient ecosystems and paleontology. What biological substance is primarily formed through the process of ossification? Bone. Ossification, also known as osteogenesis, is the process of bone formation. It involves the deposition of mineral salts, primarily calcium and phosphate, into a matrix to create hard, rigid bone tissue, essential for structural support and protection in vertebrates. Which Asian city hosted the Summer Olympic Games in 1988? Seoul. Seoul, the capital of South Korea, hosted the 24 Summer Olympic Games in 1988. This event marked a significant moment for South Korea, showcasing its economic development and cultural presence on the global stage following a period of rapid industrialization. What type of creature is a cygnet? A young swan. A cygnet is the term for a young swan. Swans are large, aquatic birds belonging to the family Anatidae, known for their elegant appearance and long necks, commonly found in temperate regions of both northern and southern hemispheres. Which disease is caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis? Bubonic plague. Yersinia pestis is the bacterium responsible for causing plague, including the infamous bubonic plague. This severe infectious disease, historically known for devastating pandemics like the Black Death, is typically transmitted to humans through bites from infected fleas. What Japanese beverage is made by fermenting rice? Sake. Sake is a traditional Japanese alcoholic beverage produced by fermenting rice that has been polished to remove the bran. Often referred to as rice wine, its brewing process is more akin to beer, involving a multiple parallel fermentation. What wading bird was sacred to the ancient Egyptians? Sacred ibis. The sacred ibis, Thracionus aethiopicus, was highly revered in ancient Egypt as a symbol of Thoth, the god of wisdom, writing, and magic. Thousands of mummified ibises have been discovered, highlighting their religious importance in burial rituals. During which sea battle was Horatio Nelson killed? Battle of Trafalgar. Vice Admiral Horatio Nelson, a celebrated British naval commander, was fatally wounded during the Battle of Trafalgar on October 21, 1805. This decisive naval victory against the combined fleets of France and Spain secured British naval supremacy for over a century. What is the capital of Romania? Bucharest. Bucharest is the capital and largest city of Romania, located in the southeastern part of the country on the banks of the Dâmbovița River. It serves as Romania's main political, economic, and cultural center, known for its wide boulevards and Belle Epoque architecture. How many centimeters are in a kilometer? 100,000. The metric system is a decimal system of measurement. A kilometer, km, is equal to 1000 meters, m, and each meter contains 100 centimeters, cm. Therefore, 1 kilometer equals 1000 meters times 100 centimeters per meter equals 100,000 centimeters. Who most famously painted The Last Supper? Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, a quintessential figure of the Italian Renaissance, is most famously known for painting The Last Supper between 1495 and 1498. This iconic mural, located in the Santa Maria del Grazie monastery in Milan, depicts the final meal shared by Jesus with his apostles. What is a baby kangaroo called? Joey. A baby kangaroo is commonly referred to as a joey. Joeys are born in an extremely underdeveloped state and immediately crawl into their mother's pouch, where they continue to develop, feeding on milk for several months. What is another name for Uluru? Ayers Rock. Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, is a massive sandstone monolith in the heart of Australia's Northern Territory. It holds immense spiritual significance for the Anangu Aboriginal people, who are its traditional custodians, and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. What do you call the traditional Japanese art of folding paper? Origami. Origami is the traditional Japanese art of paper folding, transforming flat sheets of paper into sculptures without cutting or gluing. It is a significant cultural practice demonstrating aesthetic principles and mathematical precision. What Middle Eastern country hosted the World Cup in 2022? Qatar. Qatar hosted the FIFA World Cup in 2022, marking the first time the tournament was held in the Middle East. This event significantly impacted Qatar's infrastructure development and international profile. What is the name of the flag of the United Kingdom? Union Flag. The flag of the United Kingdom is commonly known as the Union Flag, or more informally as the Union Jack when flown at sea. It combines the patron saint flags of England, St. George, Scotland, St. Andrew, and Northern Ireland, St. Patrick. What city is the seat of the Netherlands government? The Hague. The Hague, or Den Haag, is the seat of the Dutch government and parliament, though Amsterdam is the capital city. It also hosts numerous international courts and organizations, including the International Court of Justice. What is the smallest country in the world? Vatican City. Vatican City is the smallest independent state in the world by both area and population, an enclave within Rome, Italy. It serves as the spiritual and administrative headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. What country uses the dong as its currency? Vietnam. The official currency of Vietnam is the Vietnamese dong, VND. It is issued by the State Bank of Vietnam and is the national medium of exchange. What is the oldest university in England? Oxford. The University of Oxford is the oldest university in the English-speaking world, with evidence of teaching dating back to at least 1096. It is renowned globally for its academic excellence and historical significance. What tropical island chain was famously visited by Charles Darwin? Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos Islands, an archipelago of volcanic islands, are famous for their unique biodiversity. Charles Darwin's visit in 1835 played a crucial role in the development of his theory of evolution by natural selection. In what city is the Shard located? London. The Shard is a prominent skyscraper in London, United Kingdom. Designed by Renzo Piano, it is an iconic modern architectural landmark and the tallest building in the UK, contributing significantly to the city's skyline. Towards which city do Muslims orient themselves during prayer? Makkah. Muslims worldwide face towards the Kaaba in the city of Makkah, Saudi Arabia, during their daily prayers, Salah. Makkah is considered the holiest city in Islam and is the destination for the annual Hajj pilgrimage. What is the only US state whose name consists of a single syllable? Maine. Maine is the northeasternmost state in the United States, known for its rocky coastline and maritime history. Its name is notably monosyllabic, a unique characteristic among the 50 US states. What is the common term for a myocardial infarction? Heart attack. A myocardial infarction, commonly known as a heart attack, occurs when blood flow to a part of the heart is blocked for a long enough time to cause heart muscle damage. It is a critical medical emergency requiring immediate attention. Which country utilized the drachma as its national currency before adopting the euro in 2001? Greece. Greece's national currency, the drachma, was replaced by the euro in 2001 as part of its entry into the eurozone. This transition marked a significant economic shift for the country, aligning its monetary policy with the broader European Union. In what city was John F. Kennedy assassinated? Dallas. John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, was assassinated in Dallas, Texas, on November 22, 1963. This event remains a pivotal moment in American history, leading to significant investigations and ongoing historical debate. What weapon is used in Tchaikovsky's 1812 overture? Cannon. Tchaikovsky's 1812 overture is famous for its dramatic use of artillery fire, specifically cannons, to symbolize the Russian defense against Napoleon's Grande Army. It was composed in 1880 to commemorate Russia's victory in the Patriotic War of 1812. What city-state did Rome battle during the Punic Wars? Carthage. The Punic Wars were a series of three major conflicts between the Roman Republic and the Phoenician city-state of Carthage, primarily fought between 264 and 146 BCE. These wars were crucial in establishing Roman dominance in the Mediterranean world. The quote, "Some animals are more equal than others," is from what book? Animal Farm. The phrase, "all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others," is a key satirical line from George Orwell's allegorical novella, Animal Farm, published in 1945. It critiques totalitarianism and the corruption of revolutionary ideals, particularly reflecting the events of the Russian Revolution. What is the biggest city in Central Australia? Alice Springs. Alice Springs is the third largest town in the Northern Territory of Australia and is often considered the geographical centre of the continent. It serves as a crucial hub for the region's vast outback and is known for its arid climate and stunning natural landscapes. What is the common name for ascorbic acid? Vitamin C. Ascorbic acid is a vital water-soluble vitamin, vitamin C, essential for various bodily functions, including immune system support, collagen production, and antioxidant protection. Humans cannot synthesize it and must obtain it from diet, primarily from fruits and vegetables. What single word refers to a period of time lasting 14 days? Fortnight. A fortnight is a unit of time equal to 2 weeks, or 14 days. The term originates from Old English, Fairwatain Nihat, meaning 14 nights, and is still commonly used in some English-speaking countries. Who is Bolivia named after? Simon Bolivar. Bolivia is named in honor of Simon Bolivar, the prominent Venezuelan military and political leader who played a central role in the establishment of several South American countries as sovereign states, independent of Spanish rule. He is revered as El Libertador, the Liberator. In what mountain range would you find the Matterhorn? Pennine Alps. The Matterhorn is an iconic pyramidal peak located in the Pennine Alps, straddling the border between Switzerland and Italy. It is one of the highest mountains in the Alps and a symbol of the Swiss Alps and mountaineering. What is deoxyribonucleic acid better known as? DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid, commonly known as DNA, is a nucleic acid that contains the genetic instructions used in the development and functioning of all known living organisms and many viruses. It is the main component of chromosomes and is responsible for heredity. On which city did the Enola Gay drop, Little Boy? Hiroshima. The Enola Gay was the Boeing B-29 Superfortress bomber that, on August 6, 1945, dropped the atomic bomb, Little Boy, on the city of Hiroshima, Japan. This event was a pivotal moment in World War II, leading to Japan's surrender and the end of the war. What constellation appears on the flags of Australia and New Zealand? Southern Cross. The Southern Cross, or Crux, is a prominent constellation visible primarily in the southern hemisphere. It serves as a significant navigational and cultural symbol, notably featuring on the national flags of Australia, New Zealand, and several other nations, representing their geographical location. What unit of measurement is used to measure speed on a boat? Knot. A knot is a unit of speed equivalent to 1 nautical mile per hour, approximately 1.852 kilometers per hour. It is widely adopted in maritime and aeronautical contexts for measuring the speed of vessels and aircraft, reflecting historical naval practices. What is a necrophobe afraid of? Death. Necrophobia is defined as an extreme or irrational fear of dead bodies or things associated with death. This specific phobia derives its name from the Greek words, nekros, corpse, and phobos, fear, categorizing it as an anxiety disorder. What salty sea does the river Jordan flow into? Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is an endorheic salt lake bordered by Jordan to the east and Israel and the West Bank to the west. Renowned for its exceptionally high salinity, around 34.2%, it is one of the saltiest bodies of water globally, precluding the survival of most aquatic life forms. Who was assassinated at Ford's Theater? Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth on April 14, 1865, at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., just days after the end of the Civil War. This event significantly impacted the post-Civil War Reconstruction era. Which periodic table element is represented by the chemical symbol K? Potassium. The symbol K for potassium comes from its Neo-Latin name, kalium. Potassium is an alkali metal and an essential electrolyte crucial for various bodily functions, including nerve signaling and muscle contractions. Ingolfur Arnason is widely recognized as the first permanent Norse settler in which country, beginning in the year 874? Iceland. Ingolfur Arnason is traditionally considered the first permanent Norse settler of Iceland, arriving around 874 AD. His settlement at Reykjavik marked the beginning of Iceland's recorded history and its unique cultural development. On which island is the natural wonder, the Giant's Causeway, located? Ireland. The Giant's Causeway is a UNESCO World Heritage Site located on the north coast of Northern Ireland, part of the island of Ireland. It is an area of about 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, primarily resulting from an ancient volcanic fissure eruption. Which infectious disease was historically known as consumption? Tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, TB, was commonly referred to as consumption, due to the significant weight loss and wasting it caused in affected individuals. It is a bacterial infection primarily affecting the lungs, caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and remains a global health concern. Which religious and cultural movement is notably associated with the practice of wearing dreadlocks? Rastafari. Dreadlocks are a prominent symbol within the Rastafari movement, reflecting a commitment to their spiritual and cultural beliefs, inspired by biblical texts and their African heritage. This practice signifies a natural and spiritual way of life, rejecting artificiality. The cravat is considered a historical precursor to which modern formal neckwear accessory? Necktie. Originating in 17th century Croatia, the cravat was a linen or lace scarf worn by Croatian mercenaries, later adopted by French nobility. Over centuries, its style evolved, eventually giving rise to the modern necktie and bow tie as common formal accessories. Which U.S. territory is strategically located approximately 1,600 miles south of Japan in the western Pacific Ocean? Guam. Guam is an organized, unincorporated territory of the United States located in Micronesia in the western Pacific. It holds significant strategic importance for the U.S. military due to its location and serves as a vital hub in the Asia-Pacific region. Which is the only country in Central America where English is the official language? Belize. Belize is unique in Central America for having English as its official language, a legacy of its history as a British colony, British Honduras, until 1981. This linguistic distinction influences its culture, legal system, and international relations. Which German military tactic, translating to lightning war, involved rapid, coordinated offensives? Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg was a German military doctrine and tactic used extensively during World War II, particularly in the invasion of Poland and France. It involved a swift, overwhelming attack using mechanized forces and close air support to break enemy lines quickly. What amino acid, a key ingredient in Red Bull and the origin of part of its name, is commonly associated with energy-boosting properties? Taurine. Taurine is an organic acid, specifically an aminosulfonic acid, found in various animal tissues. It is a common ingredient in energy drinks like Red Bull, which derives the bull in its name from taurine. While often marketed for its stimulant-like effects and role in metabolism, its precise function in human physiology, especially in high doses, is unknown. Which vestigial organ's rupture caused the death of Harry Houdini? Appendix. Harry Houdini, the renowned illusionist, died from peritonitis caused by a ruptured appendix in 1926. The appendix is considered a vestigial organ in humans, meaning it has largely lost its original function through evolution. However, its inflammation, appendicitis, can be life-threatening if not surgically treated. Which major city is situated as the westernmost point on mainland Europe? Lisbon. Lisbon, the capital city of Portugal, holds the distinction of being the westernmost major city on mainland Europe. Its strategic location on the Atlantic coast has historically made it a vital port and a significant center for maritime exploration and trade. From which country did the internationally recognized toy company Lego originate? Denmark. Lego, the globally renowned toy company famous for its interlocking plastic bricks, originated in Denmark. The company was founded by Ole Kirk Christiansen in 1932, and its name is derived from the Danish phrase, leg god, meaning, play well. Which city is located directly across the English Channel from Dover? Calais. Calais is a major port city in northern France, strategically situated on the Strait of Dover, which is the narrowest point of the English Channel. It lies directly opposite the English port city of Dover, serving as a crucial historical and modern link for cross-channel transportation and commerce. In which sovereign city-state is the famous district of Monte Carlo located? Monaco. Monte Carlo is the most celebrated administrative area of the Principality of Monaco, a sovereign city-state and micro-state nestled on the French Riviera in Western Europe. It is globally recognized for its opulent casinos, luxury tourism, and as the host of the annual Formula One Monaco Grand Prix. From what sea does the United Kingdom extract most of its crude oil? North Sea. The North Sea is a major source of crude oil and natural gas for the UK, making it a critical region for the country's energy security and economy. This extraction is a significant component of the UK's industrial and economic activities. What language has two written forms, bokmål and nynorsk? Norwegian. Norwegian is a North Germanic language spoken primarily in Norway. It is unique for having two official written standards, bokmål and nynorsk, both of which are used in public administration, education, and media. What was St. Petersburg called between 1924 and 1991? Leningrad. St. Petersburg, a major Russian city, underwent several name changes throughout its history. It was known as Petrograd from 1914 to 1924 and then as Leningrad from 1924 to 1991, reflecting the political changes during the Soviet era. What is the largest island in Greece? Crete. Crete is the largest island in Greece and the fifth largest in the Mediterranean Sea. It is an important historical and cultural center, home to the ancient Minoan civilization, and a significant contributor to Greece's tourism industry. What city, starting with the letter I, is the northernmost official city in the United Kingdom? Inverness. Inverness is a city in the Scottish Highlands and is recognized as the northernmost official city in the United Kingdom. It serves as a cultural and administrative hub for the Highlands region, attracting tourists to its scenic surroundings. What river travels through the capitals of 4 different countries? Danube. The Danube River is Europe's second longest river, flowing through 10 countries. Notably, it passes through the capital cities of 4 different sovereign states: Vienna, Austria; Bratislava, Slovakia; Budapest, Hungary; and Belgrade, Serbia, highlighting its strategic importance. What sea lies between Italy and Croatia? Adriatic Sea. The Adriatic Sea is a body of water separating the Apennine Peninsula, Italy, from the Balkan Peninsula, including Croatia. It is a significant maritime route and a popular tourist destination known for its numerous islands and historical coastal cities. In what region of Spain is Barcelona located? Catalonia. Barcelona, a major city in Spain, is the capital of Catalonia, an autonomous community in the country's northeast. Catalonia has a distinct culture and language, with strong regional identity and a significant economic contribution to Spain. What French wine region ends in the letter X? Bordeaux. Bordeaux is one of the most famous and prestigious wine regions in France, known globally for its high-quality red wines. Located in the southwest of France, the region benefits from a maritime climate and diverse soil types, contributing to its renowned viticulture. What capital city lies just 55 kilometers west of Bratislava? Vienna. Vienna, the capital of Austria, and Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia, are the closest 2 capital cities in Europe, situated approximately 55 kilometers apart. This proximity highlights their historical connections and modern cross-border cooperation within the Central European region. What is the full name of the English city of Hull? Kingston upon Hull. Kingston upon Hull is a port city and unitary authority in the East Riding of Yorkshire, England. It is commonly known as Hull, an abbreviated form. Its official name reflects its historical status as a king's town, located upon the River Hull. What strait separates Spain from Africa? Strait of Gibraltar. The Strait of Gibraltar is a narrow strait that connects the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea and separates Gibraltar and peninsular Spain in Europe from Morocco and Ceuta, Spain, in Africa. It is one of the most strategically important waterways in the world, controlling maritime access between the 2 major water bodies. What are Neuschwanstein and Balmoral? Castles. Neuschwanstein is a 19th-century Romanesque revival palace in Bavaria, Germany, built by King Ludwig II. Balmoral Castle is a large estate house in Aberdeenshire, Scotland, serving as a Scottish residence for the British royal family. Both are significant cultural and architectural landmarks. What is the largest city in Europe that starts with the letter M? Moscow. Moscow is the capital and largest city of Russia, and also the largest city in Europe by population within city limits. It is a major political, economic, cultural, and scientific center of Russia and Eastern Europe. Other than the Vatican, what micronation is entirely surrounded by Italy? San Marino. San Marino is an enclaved microstate surrounded by Italy, located on the northeastern side of the Apennine Mountains. It is one of the world's oldest republics, traditionally founded in 301 AD, making it the oldest sovereign state in the world. What sea contains the Gulfs of Finland and Bothnia? Baltic Sea. The Baltic Sea is an inland sea of the Atlantic Ocean, bordered by Scandinavia, Finland, the Baltic countries, and the North European plain. Its two major inlets are the Gulf of Finland, situated between Finland and Estonia, and the Gulf of Bothnia, situated between Sweden and Finland. What European capital city shares a common woman's name? Sofia. Sofia is the capital and largest city of Bulgaria. The name, Sofia, is a common female given name of Greek origin, meaning wisdom. On what river's left bank would you find the district of Saint-Germain-des-Prés? Seine. Saint-Germain-des-Prés is a historic and fashionable district in the 6th arrondissement of Paris, France. It is situated on the left bank, rive gauche, of the river Seine, which flows through the heart of the city, dividing it into northern, right bank, and southern, left bank, halves. What country is found on Bulgaria's northern border? Romania. Bulgaria shares its northern border primarily with Romania. The Danube River forms a significant portion of this border between the two Balkan nations. Into what sea does the Volga River flow? Caspian Sea. The Volga River is the longest river in Europe and is entirely located within Russia. It flows into the Caspian Sea, which is the world's largest inland body of water, often considered the world's largest lake or a full-fledged sea. What do some call Londonderry, the second biggest city in Northern Ireland? Londonderry. Londonderry, also widely known as Derry, is the second largest city in Northern Ireland. The dual naming reflects historical and political divisions, with Derry being preferred by nationalists and Londonderry by unionists. What is the nearest major city to the tourist attraction of Pompeii? Naples. Pompeii is an ancient Roman city near modern Naples, tragically preserved by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. Naples is the largest city in southern Italy and serves as the primary urban gateway for tourists visiting the archaeological site.